all the people that claim they don't but only get their spiritual knowledge from TikTok, what the fuck y'all gonna do if they ban this?
Okay, this is my first Stitch. I don't like to do Stitch because they delete the video that they did, and then it's fucking retarded. I don't know if it keeps it, but whatever. My first Stitch, right? So, and it's also in my repost, right? So what he was saying is, like, if it gets banned, the people that come in this app basically just to see what they could do to, like, advance their spiritual stuff and this and that. First of all, if you have to go into something if you have to go outside yourself to see how you could advance in your spiritual thing, you're not doing it. You're not doing it because you're doing it back. Like, you have to go inside to find yourself. Outside, yeah, it gives you some tips, practice, and this and that. But, like, those tips and practices may not work for you. Like, it may not work. It's not going to work for you because it's not for you. Like, you could hear these stories and you could utilize these techniques or whatever it is. But real spiritual, it's like, it comes within. It's like, if you're a spiritual person, first of all, if you're a spiritual person, you're not going to be looking outside. Like, there's a difference when you go for, like, guidance, and sometimes you need to, like, get out and see what people are talking about, or like when you're stuck and stuff like that. But no, what he's mentioning is, like, people that actively, like, that's their spiritual journey. Coming to an app, or whatever it is, but this specific, because we're talking about TikTok, man, coming into this app specifically to see what their next step is in their spiritual journey. Like, don't do that to yourself, because when this shit happens, when you rely on something outside of you, and you can't rely nothing outside of you. Why? Because this same fucking reason TikTok gets banned. What the fuck y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna be scattered around like, oh my god, I don't know, I'm lost. But you know what? I know and I believe that everything is a fucking awakening. It's gonna be your fucking awakening. You're gonna go through hard shit that you're gonna be like, oh my god, I don't know what the fuck to do if it gets banned. Because if y'all didn't see my last post, it's just gonna be different. It's gonna be different. So y'all gonna just be going, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? And that's gonna be your spiritual awakening. And you know what? With this, when you coming to this app, just to know your next step in your spiritual thing is your spiritual journey. It's your spiritual journey. This is how you're gonna learn to not rely on anything outside of you, and to go within to really realize shit. Tap into yourself. Talk to your fucking ancestors. Talk to your spirits. Talk to whatever the hell you want to do, right? Because if you're in the spiritual world, you won't believe in your ancestors. You won't believe in spirit guides. You won't believe in a lot of stuff. So, like, whatever spirit stuff that you believe in, tap into that. And stop tapping into other people's beliefs. Stop doing that, because they can only show you techniques, and you just gonna be a robot being like, okay, this is what I got to do. No, tap in and feel what the fuck you feeling. Like, do your work. He was talking about how go to the old ways and this and that, like the spiritual community, to go to the old ways. And it's just funny because this has nothing to do with it. But, like, I've always told my kids that, you know what, we're gonna turn off all the lights. We're not gonna use electricity for like almost a whole fucking month, and we're gonna be walking around with candles. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's like a little, I don't know why I feel like I want to do that. Like, it's just the whole aesthetic of it. Like, walking around with candles, having candles, like, it's just, I don't know what it is, but you know what? I'm gonna do that. Because that's also too, it taps into my spiritual senses, and it taps into a lot of other different things. Like, you are not relying on anything outside. Like, you is not relying. You solely are doing what you're feeling that needs to be done. Okay, so the people that do come into this app solely to, like, really, like, see what your next step is in the spiritual thing. Your next step is to go within, feel, and tap in. Okay, because if you really want to be spiritual, you can't be social media spiritual. Social media spiritual is fake. Like, you're doing it for social media. You doing it like it's like watered down spiritual. It's not even like, I don't know how to explain this, because that's spiritual it's not a thing. It's not a trend. It's fucking like going within. It's like, it's you. It's purely you and your whole line of ancestors. Like, if you don't get that, if you don't realize that, and if you don't understand those kind of things, then I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're not doing it. You're not doing it. You're trying to escape something. And being spiritual is not being escaping nothing. It's being one with yourself. And it's tapping in. It's to utilize your shit. It's to like move and maneuver into this, in this 3D, into this earth, knowing damn well what you have, what team you have, and all the knowledge you could receive. Because if you coming up into this app, like, getting knowledge is fine. But like I said, if you coming into this app specifically to see what the fucking next step, if you have to have an app tell you what your next step in your spiritual journey is, damn, when this shit gets banned, or not get banned, but when it gets controlled and you can't hear certain things because now people are talking really, if you thought people were talking in codes, now they're going to be talking a little controlled. You're not going to get all the information. And tell me, and trust me, that even though how far this shit is not, this app is not being controlled now, people don't be telling the real shit about what you really got to do. They're just telling you the baseline of like, hey, oh, do this technique, but trust me, that real spiritual, that real, you ain't getting the real. So that's why it's always good to tap within, and people don't want to do that. Why? Because it takes fucking time. It takes time. It takes time to really listen to what the fuck is being. It takes time to even dissect, or what's that word? I don't know what the word is, but like really know if that's your thought, or that's your spirit, or that's what was that just spoke to you? What was that? Who was that? Like, so that alone takes some time to even like cut it in the middle and be like, okay, now I know that was from spirit. I know that was my thoughts. I know this and this and that. People don't want to put in the work, and that's a problem. But you got to put in the work, because if you're not putting the work, you letting other people put in the work for you. And then when those people are not there, you back to like square one, and then you're going to be scrambling and be like, okay, this is what I learned. This is what I learned. But don't be discouraged, because everything is playing a role in your spiritual journey. But the thing is, if you could cut it short to not get smacked, because you won't get smacked. The more you look without, the harder that smack is gonna be when you realize that you should have been going within. And everything plays a part in your spiritual journey. But it's like, how hard do you want to get smacked? How hard do you want to get smacked, right? Because your ancestors is probably looking like, what the fuck, if she would just ask me. If he would just ask me. If he would just connect. He would just fucking burn a candle. Man, where the fuck is that cup of water? My offerings, like, if you would just, instead of offering your energy and your time on this app or on other people outside of you, like, if you would just offer yourself your time and your attention, you see how far you go in your spiritual journey. You see how far you go in your spiritual journey. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. Don't get smacked hard. Don't get smacked hard. Learn your lessons. Go within. Do the work. Do the freaking work. And everybody's work is different. So I'm not going to say this and this and that. But everybody's work is different. My work is totally different because I work it however I work it. And I'm here, right? So put in your fucking work. Just sit down. Sit down and fucking feel. It might take you months to like really actually feel what you need to do. Live in the fucking moment and see what the fuck, where it takes you, okay? Because you most likely are listening to advice and getting the next step, but your step was supposed to be going on here, but you there. But that's why when you go over there, yo, whoever is the one that's gonna smack you and be like, pop, smack you all the way back to this path. And depending how far you gotta go back down that path to go back this path, you're gonna get smacked real hard. And if your spirits really love you, they're going to smack you even harder. Just so you could fucking go all the way back. So you could fucking finally go through your path. So stop relying outside of yourself. And really go within. And fucking live in the moment. And really do that spiritual work.